Hello ladies, here's a quick little 15-minute warm-up for you, whether you're going to a rehearsal or to a performance or just practicing at home a little bit and need to get warmed up. So here you go. All right, this first exercise type can be done one of several ways. One could be a lip bubble. Just lift up a little bit of the weight of the cheeks from the jawline. Don't push forward here, or just a little bit. And you're going to lip bubble across the notes. You could also do a tongue trill if that's easier for you. Or a blowfish. Make sure the cheeks are very puffy across the whole thing. Or if all of those are difficult, like very, okay? You could do any of those. What it does is create an even air, it creates an even airflow for you. So let's do that over some notes now. I'll do the bubble with one hand, you do it with two though. We'll start you right there, ladies. Just blow across very smoothly. Just touch the notes as you go by. Don't bounce on notes. Don't stab at that high note. Just sort of sliding across. That's right, good breath every time. Almost think of these as deep notes. Rather than reaching, think of almost going underneath the notes. Like that, okay? Keep that bubble going, or the tongue trill. Sometimes ooh lips helps on the tongue trill. Blow right to the end of the notes, not just the high note, right to the last note. Just a couple more. Last one. Now, that kind of helps you blowing into the upper register in a very easy way. You're not putting a lot of stress or strain on the voice, okay? Here's another one that's very easy on the voice. This is a good one I use with students a lot, especially if they have a cold or having a really rough day or it's the morning. And you could do a kind of a cuckoo clock sound, cuckoo, cuckoo, and you do cuckoo, 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 kind of cuckoo, cuckoo, not cuckoo, cuckoo, but rather cuckoo, 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 cuckoo. Let's try a few of those. Cuckoo, 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 cuckoo. Very hollow, very hooty. Woo. And you can kick that K pretty hard if you want. Coo. It'll be fine. Drop the jaw. Woo. Coo. Coo, 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 coo. Just pop that K. It'll pop that note right out for you. That's right. Let you go high. Very easily. Coo, 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 coo. That's right. Coo, 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 coo. Very hollow. Woo. Two more. There you go. Now another exercise type, very thin, very shallow. We won't end up singing this way, but it takes a very light voice instead of a heavy voice when we're trying to warm up. Very thin, shallow. Nay, 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 nay. Almost a little silly. Try that. Nay, 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 nay. Not big, not loud. Nay, 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 nay. Almost a little bit whiny, kind of tiny. Nay, nay, nay. Sometimes a little cry helps, kind of pent up. Nay, nay. Squeaky. Mm-hmm. Nay, 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 nay. Hear how small they are right there. A little whimper. Sometimes a little scratchy sound can help. Kind of nay, 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 nay. As long as it's not too loud. You don't want to push these loudly. Think of it as one long nay, 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 nay. One long pattern rather than bouncing or stabbing on individual notes. You might think again, even though it gets squeakier on top, don't push these. You might think lower. Nay, 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 nay. Kind of think going underneath a little bit, all right? Let's do the same nay. Don't push it. Nay, 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 nay. Nay, 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 nay. Nay's the same, just a different pattern. That's right. Just almost like a little puppy whimper on the high notes. You know, nay, 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 nay. If it needs to be squeaky, if that's the only way you can hit it, that's fine. We're just trying to stretch the chords, just don't push hard against it. Because eventually we don't want a choked off voice here. And if you can't go as quite as high as I'm playing here, well then don't go that high. That's fine. Your voice will be different every day. Some people can go all the way. Some people could go higher. If you want to hit pause and do a couple more, that's okay, as long as they're comfortable. Okay, last one here. All right, now we're going to do another exercise type where we keep the larynx down a little bit, okay? Again, we won't want to sound like this as an end result, but just a little dopey on mo, 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 mo. Notice my jaw's kind of tall, almost like a little bit like the coo we were doing, coo, coo, coo. Except this one will say mo, 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 mo. Try that little tiny cry. Mo, 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 mo. If you don't need the cry to go higher, you don't need to use that much of it. If it feels comfortable without it and the high notes are easy, then don't use that little cry. For some people it helps, especially as you go higher. Don't make it big, don't make it loud. Just loud enough to make it easy, but that's all. You don't want to choke it down to nothing, but you don't want to blast it either, you know. Be reasonable. Keep it smooth. For some people, it helps to think almost as a hooty, screamy feeling for it to come out here. Again, if you feel like you can go higher very easily, go ahead, hit pause, do a couple more, that's fine, and then just catch up on the way back down. Keep them smooth. But kind of think down and through, mom, 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 rather than mom, 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 you know, mom, 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 kind of deeper, a little bit tubby almost. It's like deep, keeps you from reaching into the higher notes to think of them as low. All right, good. Now let's do one more, and that is just that second pattern we did on the nays, but we'll do it on the moms. Mom, 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 mom. Smooth, down and through. Mom, 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 mom. If they need to feel a little bit deep and squeaky, just a touch. Don't squeeze too hard. If you don't need that cry, if you don't need the squeaky sound, then don't do it, you know. Of course, we don't want that long term. By the time we're warmed up, we're going pretty high on these though. Higher than most people are going to sing in the mornings. Or or any time for that matter, but we want to have a little extra room on top. A couple more. There we go. All right, I said one more exercise. Actually, I meant one more because I want you to do a little bit of vibrato. You remember vibrato? Ooh, it's that little wave in the voice when you're holding out a note. So let's do this. Ooh, kind of put vibrato across all of them. We're not going high with this. If you can't do a vibrato, think of it as one long falling off the cliff. So it's a real smooth one. It keeps moving forward. One more, then we'll work our way back down. Vibrato on all of them if you can. And in fact, even with the vibrato, you want to have a sense of constant forward motion and not just bouncing into individual notes. Just like that falling off the cliff with a straight tone or no vibrato. You want to have movement through there. And if you don't have vibrato, you want to find a way to develop that. I have another video that kind of explains a little bit of how you might start doing the vibrato. Some things to kind of kick it off if you can't do vibrato now, but you want to develop that over time. You don't have to use it all the time in your music, but sometimes it calls for it. Okay, there we go. And in fact, let's do one little thing. Let's loosen things up again with that bubble or the V, tongue trill, blowfish, whatever it is that you like to do. And we'll do this pattern. No bouncing into notes. Your cheeks shouldn't notice pitch change. It shouldn't be going boo, 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 but rather smooth. Whether it's the blowfish, the V. You don't want to go, you don't bounce. It's going to blow right on through. Keep those lips going if it's a bubble. The tongue going if it's a tongue trill. Remember that tongue trill, if you use an ooh, sometimes it helps. One more, and we'll work our way back down. If you have time, you might do this warm-up again in about 10, 15, 20 minutes. If you have time before you're going to perform, you'll find the second warm-up to be a lot easier, a lot looser. But if you don't have time for that, this warm-up, just the first time through, will help quite a bit. Rather than just going right into the performing, you'll fatigue fast, generally, if you don't warm up. There you go. There you go. And in another video, I talk quite a bit about the 3 components of a complete warm-up, which we cover here. You can find that video hopefully very helpful as to why we're doing what we're doing. But again, if you have some more time, maybe in a few minutes, give yourself a break. Maybe in a few minutes, or maybe a half hour from now, whenever it might be, run through this warm-up again, and it'll help you, just a little bit more, be even more loose. If not, that's fine too. You should be ready to go. Have a good one.